himself. He's so sorry, says maybe his paper will be late. I tell this story to some young accountants who ask, why doesn't he just move? Rob, usually stoned in class, actually talks today about the essay. Towards the end of class, he pauses. We wait for him to finish the sentence. There is an uncomfortable silence. Eric fills the space, finishes the pause with some words. Rob, angered, steps up to Eric to macho him into submission. Why has he taken his thoughts, his time? I step between them. Why, I ask Eric, do you let him taunt you? Why do you let him change the arena from a silence over words to a size of dick contest? Eric begins to breathe again, agrees that he has been manipulated. I know Eric will make it. Rob is back at school this semester. Eric is not. Jamar's cousin was shot, and 2 weeks later, Jamar's other cousin was shot. Jamar had trouble doing his work, didn't talk much except to say he had written about his cousin and would I read it. His tears haunt me. And the last one I'll read is Antoine. Brooke rushes in to say Antoine was shot last night and his brother is dead. Antoine's in the hospital. They blew open his stomach. I found him hiding behind the bushes with his dead brother. No ambulance would come up to the hill to get him. The police finally took him in the squad car to the hospital. Antoine never told who shot his brother, which makes all of us worry about what that means. He's never come to terms with it. He laughs too much at irony, his cornrows neatly hugging his head as he walks with a cane to try to ease the hurt. They were just stories. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, those years, there were just so many, and that's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There were just so many shootings, and I see it all happening again, and it's 30 years later, and it's painful. The last one that I would like to read is, I drowned a couple years ago out in Cerritos. I used to be a really good swimmer until then. And actually, I did drown, and 2 guys came out and got me, and they are forever my friends. They're down at Cerritos. If you need a good teacher, they'll come and save you. Time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea, says Dylan Thomas. And now I have died in that moment of whirling green sea. The Pacific cradled and strangled me in its riptide, forcing me to the south, to the west, on its inverted parabolic arc, conquistadoring my morning reverie on important nothingness, away from where I could see Cerritos and my sand dreams. Soon I would awaken, I thought, but realized, no. Swim, Margaret, swim. Paddle harder. Ride the swell. Get your legs up, parallel to the wave. Lie on your back and breathe in the salt and air, not the water. Float on the roaring. Surreal swirling demands to know what is real. You are drowning in the middle of the Pacific. Over and over I whisper, what a dumb way to die. And, and then peace. All closes in, and I am gone. I'm drawn out of the greenness by voices, no magical thoughts of seeing infinity, or a bright light, or of saving the world. Just my ragdoll body thrown on a board, an agony for refugees escaping but drowning in the Mediterranean, and a ban on people helping others. I don't need to tell myself to live a better life. Whirlpools, my love of ocean. Later, I lie by its warmth, embracing the surfers who saved me. I listen to its beauty, its melodies, its carelessness, and cry. Relief, I'm alive, but we die alone. I was sure no one had heard. The waves too intense, the distance too far. We die one by one. A tiny quail died on our glass door that morning. I felt guiltless. I tossed him carefully under the mango. That would be good, returning to the earth. His purple and blue feathers did not think his day would end with death. That night's dream blended with oxygen and 19 doors opening, falling away. Did I not try hard enough? Life is but currents of contiguous death moments, challenging us to do more, to do what we can, for one, for anyone, for the world. This endless warp of time undertows me into its golden moments. Thank you, everyone. I have books if anybody wants.
Margaret's books are at El Tecolote bookstore. So we thank her. Now we're going to have the fellas back for a musical interlude. Oh, I always wanted to say that, musical interlude. Okay, and then we will continue with two more of our writer poets. Hi, guys. All right. Take it away, guys.
you. I want to welcome you back to the Summer Solstice Poetry event. We're going to play a couple more songs, and then we're going to have more poets come on stage. You ready, Juan? Thank you. Let's hear it for Juan on drum. I'm just going to finish up with a classical piece. I'm just going to finish up with a classical piece, but let's hear it for Juan on drums. Yeah! All right, thank you very much. And now, Miss Charlotte Ulett.
Ole. Okay, I'm very happy to introduce Mark McDermott. And let me tell you a little bit about Mark. So he's a journalist and a songwriter. He attended the University of Iowa undergraduate writers workshop and afterwards embarked on a hitchhiking career that included stints commercial fishing in Alaska, political organizing in Wisconsin, ditch digging in New Mexico, tearing off roofs in Colorado, hunting for Bigfoot in Oregon, and serving as a reporter and editor-in-chief for a small newspaper in Southern California. He is currently working on a book about the history of song. Come on up.
Just make sure you touch the mic when you speak.
That I touch it.
Touch the mic. Mark's taller than the rest of our group. There you go.
Thank you. My book is caught. Hello.
Is that good? You need a hug?
Can you hear me? I want to thank Charlotte for putting this night together. Yvonne and Margaret for inspiring us. It was a little bit intimidating. They were so good, but it was very inspiring. And Mark and Juan, thank you very much. My hitchhiking career made me think about this thing I wrote a long time ago that I threw away. And thank God for Google, because I found it. It's a little story about my very last hitchhike after 10 years of hitchhiking. It got harder, as most things do. It's called Fuck Jack Kerouac, pardon my language. I was stuck on a ramp to US 101 inside of Eureka when the other hitchers began showing up. The first was a large black man wearing a green polo shirt, which barely contained his perfectly rotund belly. He sidled up to me. "How long you been here?" he asked. "About an hour, I guess." He looked away, up and down the ramp, and then back at me. "Sometimes you have to wait," he said. He stood there a minute longer in silence. Then he moved up the ramp a little ways and stuck out his thumb. The next hitcher to arrive was a tough-looking 60-year-old white man. He walked right by me without a word, but then stopped and looked back, not at me, but at my bulky old backpack and the guitar case beside it. "Having a garage sale?" he said. "My car broke down," I said. "The garage sale," he repeated, shaking his head, chuckling softly, before continuing on the ramp, stopping at its very top and sticking his thumb out. 3 hitchers on one ramp seemed ridiculous, and I was hungry. So I left to find some food. Instead, I found a phone booth where I called Greyhound, then a taxi to take me to Greyhound. It surprised me even as I was doing it. There was absolutely no forethought involved. I knew at that moment that a hitchhiking career that had spanned 2 continents, 10 years, and many thousands of miles had come to an end. After I boarded the bus, we rode 30 miles up the road to a small town where the large black man got on. At the very next stop, the mean white man also came aboard. He walked by wordlessly again, stopped, looked back, and this time spoke directly to me. "Hitchin'," he said, "ain't what it used to be." These next two are, I wrote them as songs, like 10 years apart. I lived for a long time in this house